Two of the major differences between someone like me and most pastors today is that I do still believe that there's a distinction between the clean and the unclean, and that the Torah actually defines what that distinction is. And so when it comes to, say, an animal, I do believe there's clean and unclean animals, and that we should not partake in the unclean. The second major thing is that I still believe that we should be keeping the Sabbath holy, as the fourth commandment tells us to. But they've set these things aside. They say these things do not apply to Christians today. Well, I want to go to Ezekiel 22 and show you that Ezekiel actually had this exact same problem with Judah and Israel. It says this, starting in verse 26, "Her priests do violence to my instruction," that's his Torah, his law, "and profane my holy things. They make no distinction between the holy and the common, and they do not explain the difference between the clean and the unclean. They close their eyes to my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them." They close their eyes to the Sabbath. They do not show the difference between the clean and the unclean. And because they don't do that, now remember, the priests, according to Leviticus 10, Deuteronomy 33, were to teach the people the Torah. They were to teach the scriptures. And that's what most pastors should be doing today. However, they've set these things aside. They've taught the violation of the Torah. They have not taught the difference between the clean and the unclean. And they have closed their eyes to the Sabbath. And therefore, because they have done that, Yahuwah has become profaned. That's what they've done. We need to get back to his ways, to his statutes, to obedience, to walking more and more like our Messiah, Yeshua, who was the goal of the law. He was our perfect example. And as John tells us to, we are to walk as he walked. Guys, there is nothing new under the sun. The same things continue to happen. This is what we see all throughout the Bible. They disobey, they come back to his law. They walk in it for a minute, they disobey, they come back to his law, they walk in it for a minute. But as we see in Ezekiel 44, the exact opposite of what happens here, the Zadok priests come back in the millennial reign, and it says that they will teach the law, they will teach the difference between the clean and the unclean, and they will celebrate the appointed festivals and the Sabbaths. That is a beautiful time that is to come. We are called to be watchmen, and as a watchman, we are to bring people back to his word. All of it. Not what we pick and choose. All of it.